everyone, it's Hillary of Creative Faith, and today I am going to be doing a walkthrough of some of my favorite Bible journaling supplies. This was a video requested by one of you, and so if you guys ever have any video suggestions for me, be sure to leave a comment in the description box below, and I would love to create and inspire and encourage and answer questions that you all have for me. So, thank you to the people who suggested this video for my favorite Bible journaling supplies. And be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the Creative Faith YouTube channel and click the bell notification button so you guys never miss when I have a brand new YouTube video. So today, I'm walking through my favorite Bible journaling supplies. I'm going to kind of talk about like the basics, like basic things that I really love. And then I'm going to talk about like a few other things that I enjoy using in my Bible journaling. But the very first thing that for Bible journaling, that's my favorite thing, is a Bible. So this is my very first journaling Bible. And this is my very first Bible journaling entry. And I'm actually going to go grab the Bible I also wanted to show you guys. So this is the same Bible but prettier. This is a hardback single column ESV, English Standard Version journaling Bible. So this one I picked up, I don't even remember where, but this is my very first journaling Bible. It has been my favorite. I love the hard cover. I love the margin space, the little lines. And so this Bible is from Ashley of Legacy of Love Creations Etsy shop, and she customizes them. So she did the lettering on the front, she put my name on the inside, a verse for me, and added the tabs. And I will link her Etsy shop in the description box below. If you use the code Hillary10, you get 10% off your purchase of $50 or more. So this is the exact same Bible, but way prettier, and it is my favorite journaling Bible. And so this is my first entry ever back in January of 2016. And so I was living in the Dominican Republic, and I had very little luggage space and very little resources in the country for art supplies, and the art supplies that are there are really expensive. And so I only brought 3 things with me. I brought a watercolor set, I brought 2 alphabet stamps, and I brought pens, and that was it. And so for the first 6 months or so of my life Bible journaling, my Bible journaling life journey, career, whatever you want to call it, I only used those 3 things: watercolors, alpha stamp, and pens. Then my mom sent me some washi tape, and so I started adding washi tape in also. But those are kind of my 3 basic things that I want to start with. So first is a Bible. Like I said, this hard-backed ESV journaling Bible is my favorite, and I'll link just this plain one on Amazon too. But definitely go check out Ashley of Legacy of Love Creations Etsy shop. So then I want to talk about, I'm going to show you guys. These are the things I brought. A big alpha, a little alpha, and this watercolor set that my aunt got me from Craft Warehouse for $5. So you do not need a lot to Bible journal. And I think sometimes we get so caught up in having all the things. I totally do too. But God just wants us to spend more time with Him and in His Word. And so you don't need to have 50 million stamp sets and 50 million colors of ink and 50 million washi tapes. He just wants you to linger a little bit longer with Him, which is why we Bible journal. And so I know that I could, sell and get rid of all of the supplies I have, but I would probably keep these things. And sometimes it's better to just be simple. And so I use watercolors a ton on backgrounds. Actually, I have a video that is called Bible Journaling for the Non-Artistic, and I have a video all about watercolors, and so I'll link that in the description box below. But so this is one watercolor set that I wanted to show you guys, and I also wanted to show you a few other of my favorite watercolor sets. So these are like super chalky, but they were the first ones I ever had, and so I didn't care or know any better. And that's fine. It's okay to use these cheap watercolors because they're still beautiful and they're a great way to make backgrounds on pages and whatnot. This is a set from Prima Marketing, and I will link this on Amazon below. And it is the classic set, and I really like this one. Obviously, it has a lot of colors, and you can mix them to create other colors. They have a ton of other really beautiful sets. The classics is more affordable, but the other sets they have are a little bit more expensive. And then I also have this my friend sent to me. It's the Illustrated Faith watercolor set, so some similar colors and some different colors, but these are kind of good basic watercolor sets. And then I also wanted to show my friend Tanya of Messy Bible makes these little watercolor dot cards, and so she has all the colors that you would ever need in little swatches, and so you could take this traveling with you, or if you wanted to try out watercolors and weren't sure if you liked them, this is a great thing to get to, so I'll link her shop below. And then lastly, I have my two favorite handmade watercolor shops. The first one I'll show you guys, her shop is called Designs by Rachel Beth. This is the first set of handmade watercolors I ever got, her Wild and Free set. She very rarely updates her Etsy shop, so be sure to follow her on Instagram, which I'll link below. But this, look, this is my most used watercolor set ever, and I love it. My other friend, Angeline, over at Dots and Dust, I'll link her Etsy shop below. This is her set called Elementary, My Dear, and the really beautiful colors here. And so handmade watercolors, I love taking these on the go because they're in these cute little tins. It's easy to travel with and really beautiful and fun to play with. So watercolors is my very first tool supply that I would encourage you guys to get. So I just wanted to show you briefly the other alphabet stamps that I love. So I showed you these little ones you can get at Michael's or Joann's or Hobby Lobby. I know when I got them they were $1 at Michael's. I don't know if they've gone up in price, but very, very affordable. And this set was at Michael's for $5. This larger alphabet kind of typewriter set. And then this set is by Amy Tangerine, and I got this one at Tuesday Morning. And these two I pull all the time and use them. And then I wanted to show you guys my favorite acrylic clear stamp. That's an alphabet set. This is from Sweet and Sassy Stamps by Rebecca Rios. I will link this set below, as well as Rebecca and Sweet and Sassy's Instagram pages, and it is this really awesome script, and the letters line up so you can make it look like her handwriting in your Bible. And then obviously you would need an acrylic block like this if you are using clear stamps. So those are my favorite alphabet stamps. And then my favorite ink I love to use is the VersaFine ink. I used to use a lot of StazOn ink, but my ink pads are just drying up really fast, and StazOn is a lot harder to get like the ink off the stamps, and so I switched to using VersaFine. It is like wetter, so you can't like stamp it and then watercolor right away. You have to let it dry or emboss it. But I just found I get a much clearer stamping with VersaFine ink. So there's that. And the other stamping piece, or one of the other ones that I wanted to talk about, is a date stamp. This, when I got to the United States, was one of the first things I got to use in Bible journaling. I think it's really important that you date all your entries so you're reminded of when God is teaching you what thing. And so this is a date stamp from Felicity Jane, and I really like it because is only the date. A lot of date stamps that we've seen from different stores and companies have like other things on it, like sermon or remember this, but I just wanted a simple date, and so I love this stamp set from Felicity Jane, the date stamp, and I'll link this below. Next, so those are kind of my very basic things that I really love. Next, I wanted to talk about washi tape. That is kind of the next favorite supply of mine. You can find these washi rings over at Tanya, who's Messy Bibles shop too. So these are just some of my washi tapes, but I love using washi tape. I have an article on my blog, which is 5 favorite ways of using washi tape, which I'll link below. And I just love using washi tape. I think it's really beautiful, and there's so many different ways to use it. So that is kind of another one of the Bible journaling supplies that I love. Next, I want to talk about, what do I want to talk about next? I have a little list over here. I want to talk about a traveler's notebook, actually, before I go there. So these are craft traveler's notebooks, and you might be thinking, well, that's not a Bible, but this is one of my favorite ways of Bible journaling, I guess you could call it, is to use notebooks like these to kind of study different topics. So they're just, you can get the inside pages to be like lined or graphed, but I just like the plain ones, and they just have a craft cover so you can paint and decorate and draw on them however you would like. And so this is kind of an example of how I've been using mine. And I will link these below on Amazon. They're really cheap, and it's a neat way if maybe you don't want to invest in a journaling Bible to still do Bible journaling. So craft notebooks is another really awesome Bible journaling supply. Next, these are now, we're working into like extra fun things that I really love and enjoy, but I wouldn't necessarily say are like, what I've shared already are kind of my very favorite things that I would kind of deem essentials. And then these are kind of just other things that I really love and enjoy using. This is my favorite adhesive. There are planner glue pens from Primer Marketing. I'll link these below. I can only find them on Amazon now. I used to find them at Craft Warehouse. They work so well. You guys, I used to use the tape runners from Walmart, and now my tabs and things from my first Bible are falling out when I use those because the adhesive is not very good. I know I've heard people talk about Tombow adhesive. I haven't bought any yet, but I will probably try those. But this is my favorite glue pen. So what do you glue down? I glue down printables, I glue down paper pieces, tabs. Here I have die cuts. Die cuts are another one of my very favorite Bible journaling supplies to use. These are some Maggie Holmes elements. But glue pen, a definite must if you are going to be gluing anything down. Another thing I love to use in Bible journaling are printables. I have an Etsy shop, which you guys probably know if you've been watching my YouTube videos at all. But my Etsy shop, I sell a lot of printables that you guys can use and print. And so printables are another really awesome Bible journaling supply. Next, I want to talk about stickers. So I love using stickers in Bible journaling. These ones are, I really like these books. I know, let's see, Michael sells some. This one I got at Hobby Lobby. You can find some at Tuesday Morning and Joann's. I really enjoy, I think, what's this brand? American Crafts. Has a lot of good ones. And then I also love the Big Happy Planner. They also have really amazing sticker books. And these are perfect to take on the go. You guys will see a lot of them empty in here. So sticker books and stickers in general are really awesome things to use in Bible journaling that I love and adore. So that is another thing that I really enjoy. And I also just wanted to talk about stamps in general. So let me grab some of my favorites. All right, so here are some of my favorite stamps and stamp companies. And I am eventually, in the next month or so, going to do a Bible journaling for the non-artistic all about stamps. But I just wanted to highlight these brands or companies really quickly. One of them is Creative Retreat. They sell Bible journaling kits, and they have really cute stamps. The next one is Citrus Twist. They also sell kits. This is probably one of my most used stamp sets. I love the texture stamps. Texture stamps for me are one of my favorite things to use. I also love phrases. So drive through the storm, do not grow weary, etc. Growing Meadows has really creative and unique stamps. This girl holding a sword and a shield and a tutu is one of my favorite ones. Like I mentioned earlier, Sweet and Sassy Stamps has really awesome, they have like a card, well, you don't have to use them for cards, but they have like a normal stamp line, and then they have Creative Worship stamp line, which are more geared towards Bible journaling. I love, again, this texture stamp from Flora and Fauna that has a lot of really cool patterns that I use a lot. This is my favorite stamp from Illustrated Faith that again has some awesome textures and flowers and phrases. And then By the Wall for God also carries stamp sets. This is a sloth stamp, and so I love her stamps as well. And another ink that I really love using are Distress Oxide inks. So this is another great Bible journaling tool supply to have. You can use them as like normal inks. You can like ink with a stamp. You can also rub them on plastic and smoosh them on the page. There's lots of fun ways to use Distress Oxides. And I also love using gelatos. They do kind of gunk up your pencils sometimes, or pens, so you do have to be careful how you use them, but gelatos is another Bible journaling tool that I love. And then I wanted to also talk about brush markers. So these are Faber-Castell brush markers, and these typically do not bleed through your Bible, so you can use them for highlighting or again, doing that same smushing technique. I have a blog post with 5 favorite ways of using these that I'll link below. And then I also recently have gotten in love with Tombow brush markers. I use these a lot in my bullet journaling, but they definitely bleed through your Bible. So be forewarned, but they have the most beautiful colors, and I found some other different ways of using Tombow brush markers as well. So I think that covers some of my favorite Bible journaling supplies. I will try and have as many things linked in the description box below. Some of them are affiliate links, which just means that I sometimes get a little tiny commission for sending you guys to Amazon, and it doesn't cost you anymore, but just helps me to be able to continue creating awesome videos for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a comment below. Did I miss anything? What are your must-have Bible journaling supplies? And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.